Yo, what's going on everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you how to take down the Whiteclad Noble boss fight. Now, this is actually a pretty easy fight once you have on the right setup. Now, I do highly suggest putting on a specific build for this boss. This build will definitely make the second stage of the boss much simpler. And so you want to go in here and reignite your points. Now, there's no penalty to doing this. You can do this as many times as you like. Just head back to the shrine after the boss if you want to change your build back. You can always take a screenshot of whatever you have equipped prior to this build and switch it back later. Now, this is what I'm going to end up putting on, and I'll show you guys exactly why, because there is a specific stance that you'll want to be in for this boss fight to make it really easy. Now, you'll also need a bit of stamina as well to make this easier. Now, keep in mind, I'm level 19 or I have 19 skill points to spend, so you want to be somewhere around this level when doing this fight. If you don't have as many points, just go back to the previous areas and take out some enemies, and you'll be able to get more points that way. Now, here's the build I'm going to put on. The most important part is in the staff stances. You will want to put a little bit of upgrades into health and stamina and things like that, but the most crucial part is here in staff stances. You will want to equip the middle staff. This is going to be the pillar stance. In order to actually upgrade this though, you will need to slot in a few other things first. Now what this pillar stance will do is it makes it so when you hold down the heavy attack, you'll actually go up into the air and dodge a lot of attacks. And that's perfect for this boss. I'll show you guys why, but we're going to continue slotting in the perks required for this build. So once you have enough points on the left side, you can upgrade the pillar stance a bit more. So I do suggest doing this as much as you can. Now you can get a description of what these perks do and take a look at it in the top right corner if you want to learn more about this setup, but I will show you exactly how it works against this boss. Now once you get into the boss, just start off the fight as you normally would. Now keep in mind, in order to change your stance, you need to actually click it on your directional pad here in the bottom right corner. It will show you exactly what stance you're in. Make sure you do switch to the pillar stance. Now once you're in the pillar stance, when you hold triangle, you can dodge all ground attacks. Now this is most effective in the second portion of the fight. Now in the first portion, just go ahead and use your immobilize as soon as the fight starts and take down his health as much as you can. But you can dodge pretty much all of his attacks during this first phase, and you get through it pretty quickly. Now I do suggest saving your transformation ability for the second phase of the fight, as that one will take a bit more time to regenerate. Now I did take quite a bit of damage at the beginning of the fight because I was using the wrong stance, but as soon as I switched over to my other stance by pressing up on the D-pad, you notice that the fight goes a lot easier because all my skill points were slotted into that stance. So highly suggest switching to that pillar stance right when the fight starts. You want to already be running that. Now once you get to the second stage of the fight, that's where things get a little tricky, and I'll show you guys a really easy method to actually get through the second phase. So the best part about this pillar stance is the fact that you can dodge any ground attacks just by using your stamina. So if you hold down triangle or the heavy attack button, what it will do in the pillar stance is allow you guys to climb up above the enemy, and it will dodge all the ground attacks. Now every ground attack that hits will take a large amount of stamina away from you, and then once you go down to 0 stamina, it will take you down to the ground. But that is how you can dodge all of his attacks. Now in the beginning of the fight, I was kind of testing it out a bit. I didn't really used this before, but I knew that you could use it to dodge ground attacks, and so I switched over to it. Now, what I think is a great idea is to go ahead and dodge a few sets of his ground attacks, and then you can go and activate your transformation ability. Now, if you don't have this ability unlocked, I have made a video on how you can unlock this, and it's extremely easy to do. It will only take maybe like 5 minutes to unlock. It's one of the best abilities in the game, especially against these bosses. As you can see, it does massive damage, especially when you do the combo. Now once you come out of this, you can just simply go back to dodging his attacks. And once he goes through about 2 or 3 attacks, you know he's going to not be able to do much more. And you can go ahead and start doing your attacks then in between these 3 attacks. Now the only downside to this build is that you do need a bunch of stamina to continue dodging. But between the immobilize, the dodging, and the fact that you can go up above the enemy, it makes the fight a lot easier. I was able to pretty much beat it on my second try using this build. So hopefully this helps you guys out, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Ouais, bah, I'm merely my brother's eyes and ears. I feign my loyalty to guard this path on the bear's order. Your destiny's bleak and stark. In its grip, we share the mark. The Guanyin temple now lies in cinders, yet the elder soul endures. The root of greed fosters the stem of suffering. Better to forget the thing you truly seek. The 3 bells. Have you seen them all? Do you too desire that which they ceaselessly hold dear?
The bells. 3 bells were set in the mountains since the Black Wind Choir's return, yet no one is allowed to go near them. Maybe the bells have something to do with the temple's burning. His words sound like truth to me, little monkey. Stay sharp.